Did you know that a 74-year-old woman named Helen passed away just last year in her sleep? Her daughter said she was perfectly fine the night before. No major illness. No warnings. Just a normal evening. Dinner, a little television, and off to bed. But the next morning she never woke up. Doctors couldn't find any alarming cause. No stroke. No heart attack. Just gone. But then came the real shock. Her daily routine, especially her mornings, was quietly sabotaging her health for years. Not with anything dramatic. Just small, ordinary habits. The kind many older adults have. The kind you might have too. Here's the truth: after 70, your body becomes much more sensitive to what you do first thing in the morning. The decisions you make in those first few hours, what you eat, drink, how you move, or even what you think, can either protect your heart and mind or quietly chip away at your health without you even knowing. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 common morning habits that secretly shorten your life after 70, and how you can stop them immediately. Some of these may surprise you, others might be things you've done for decades. But by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what to change it and why changing it could literally add years. Healthy, so vibrant years. So you'll grab a warm cup of tea, get comfortable, and stay with me until the very end, because the final habit is one that almost every senior I've ever met still does. And it's far more dangerous than it looks. Let's begin. Let me ask you something. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Was it a slice of toast with jam? A quick bowl of cereal? Or maybe you just skipped it altogether? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many seniors either skip breakfast or grab something sweet and easy, thinking it's harmless or even healthy. But here's what most people don't realize: skipping breakfast or eating sugar-heavy foods first thing is one of the most dangerous habits you can have after 70. You see, as we age, our metabolism slows down, and our body becomes more sensitive to blood sugar changes. When you skip breakfast, or eat something like white bread, sugary cereal, or even fruit juice, your blood sugar can spike and then crash. And that crash, it leads to dizziness, fatigue, and irritability. But worse, it also puts stress on your heart, increases inflammation in your blood vessels, and over time, contributes to conditions like type 2 diabetes, memory loss, and even stroke. Here's how it works. When you wake up, your body is already in a fasted state. Your blood sugar is low, your energy reserves are depleted, and your brain is craving nourishment. When you give it nothing, or worse, flood it with sugar, your body releases a surge of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to compensate. That's like stepping on the gas with no oil in the engine. It wears you down, quietly, repeatedly, day after day. I want to tell you a story. Margaret, a 76-year-old retired school teacher, was always health conscious. But for years, she'd wake up and drink just coffee with a splash of creamer. No real food until lunchtime. She thought she was giving her system a break. But over time, her energy began to drop. She developed constant brain fog. And then, she fainted one morning while making lunch. Turns out her blood sugar had crashed. Her doctor found early signs of pre-diabetes and advised her to completely restructure her morning habits. What saved her? A small, high-protein breakfast within 60 minutes of waking up. Eggs, Greek yogurt, oatmeal with chia seeds and a few almonds. Even just half an avocado on whole grain toast. These are slow digesting, blood sugar stabilizing foods that give your brain and heart what they need to start the day strong. And no, breakfast doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be balanced. One more thing, beware of fruit juices. They may seem natural, but many are loaded with sugar and stripped of fiber. You're better off eating a whole piece of fruit instead, like a small apple or a banana, which releases energy more slowly and keeps your blood vessels safe. So remember, what you eat, or don't eat, in the morning sets the tone for your entire day, and after 70 that choice becomes even more powerful. A strong breakfast isn't just fuel, it's a defense. Against aging, against decline, and against the silent conditions that can steal years from your life without warning. It happens every morning. You hear the alarm, or you just wake up naturally. You swing your legs out of bed, stand up fast, and head for the bathroom or the kitchen, maybe without even thinking. But here's the warning most people never heard. If you're over 70 and you get out of bed too quickly, you could be putting your life at serious risk. Why? Because your body isn't fully ready to move yet. And sudden movement after lying down all night can cause something called orthostatic hypotension. It's a fancy term for a very simple and very dangerous problem: a sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand up. And when that happens, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, even for just a few seconds. You may feel dizzy, lightheaded, off balance. Some people even black out, falling hard before they can catch themselves. Now think about what that really means. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in people over 70. A broken hip, a fractured skull, a brain bleed. These aren't just accidents. For many, they're the beginning of a rapid health decline that they never fully recover from. All because of one moment in the morning. Here's why it happens. When you sleep, your blood tends to pool in the lower half of your body. Your heart is beating slower, your circulation is calm. But the moment you sit up or stand up suddenly, gravity pulls your blood downward, away from your brain. For younger people, the body reacts quickly and adjusts. But in older adults, the blood vessels may not respond as fast. That delay, even just a few seconds, can be dangerous. So what should you do instead? Make it a habit to rise slowly and mindfully. Here's a simple routine you can follow every morning. Wake up, but don't move yet. Open your eyes. Take 3-4 deep slow breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes. This gets your circulation going. Sit up gradually. Let your legs dangle off the bed for a moment. Gently flex your feet and ankles. This helps pump blood back toward your heart and brain. Only then, stand up slowly, with support nearby if needed. This process takes less than a minute, but that 1 minute can prevent a life-changing fall. Here's something else to remember: if you're taking medications for blood pressure, especially in the morning, this effect can be even stronger. Talk to your doctor if you felt dizzy, faint, or unsteady when getting up, because no matter how healthy you are, one fall can change everything. Don't let the first move of your day become your most dangerous one. You open your eyes, you reach for your phone, maybe even before you sit up, and in just seconds your mind is flooded. A tragic headline, a political debate, another story about violence, chaos, or fear, or maybe a post from someone whose life looks perfect, and you start comparing. Sound familiar? It might seem harmless, just catching up, or staying informed. But here's what decades of brain and emotional health research tells us: starting your day with stress, especially emotional stress, is one of the fastest ways to damage your mental and physical health after 70. Why? Because the very first thing you feed your brain in the morning sets your emotional tone for the rest of the day. Let me explain. When you wake up, your brain is in a fragile, highly receptive state. It's transitioning from deep rest into full alertness. Your cortisol levels, the body's natural stress hormone, are already at their highest point of the day. So when you flood your brain with fear-inducing news or overstimulating images, you're stacking stress on top of stress. And chronic stress, especially first thing in the morning, is linked to weakened immune response, increased risk of heart attacks and strokes, of higher blood pressure, greater risk of memory loss and dementia, poorer sleep at night, and let's not forget emotional tolls: anxiety, hopelessness, irritability, all from something as simple as scrolling. Take Harold, an 82-year-old man I met at a senior wellness seminar. Every morning, he'd wake up and open 3 news apps. He thought he was just staying sharp, but over time he noticed something. He felt agitated by noon, disconnected, even angry, but couldn't explain why. When he stopped checking the news before breakfast and instead spent those first 30 minutes stretching, listening to calming music, or reading a favorite book, his mood shifted. He smiled more, his blood pressure dropped, he felt like himself again. Here's the truth: in your mind, especially in later years, needs peace, not panic. You've earned that. So what can you do instead? Leave your phone outside the bedroom, or on airplane mode until after breakfast. Start your day with something calming: soft music, light movement, a gratitude journal, or a spiritual reading. Limit your news intake to once per day, and choose trusted, balanced sources. If you use social media, use it with intention, not as a reflex, because the first thoughts you let in each morning aren't just background noise. They shape your brain chemistry, your heart rhythm, and even how well you sleep at night. Remember, you deserve mornings filled with calm, not chaos. For millions of people, it's a sacred ritual. Wake up, head straight to the kitchen, turn on the coffee pot, and within minutes that familiar warmth fills your mug. The smell is comforting, the taste is soothing, and for many, it feels like the one thing that helps them wake up fully. But here's the quiet truth that few people talk about, especially after 70. Drinking coffee first thing in the morning, before drinking water, can slowly harm your heart, your kidneys, and even your brain. Let me explain why. When you sleep, your body goes 6, 7, sometimes even 8 hours without any fluids. You wake up in a mildly dehydrated state, whether you feel thirsty or not. And that's completely normal. But if the first thing you give your body is a diuretic like coffee, which pulls even more water out of your system, you're making that dehydration worse. And the consequences, they build up quietly. Thicker blood, which strains your heart and increases stroke risk, sluggish kidneys, which leads to toxin buildup and fatigue and brain fog and memory lapses, higher blood pressure, digestive issues and irregular bowel movements. Dehydration is like a silent leak. Small at first, but dangerous over time. Let me tell you about June, a 79-year-old widow who loved her morning coffee, 2 cups every day like clockwork. But she noticed something: headaches, dry mouth, frequent dizziness, and trouble focusing. Her doctor asked her a simple question: how much water do you drink in the morning, before the coffee? Her answer: none. Why would I? That small change, 1 glass of room temperature water before her coffee, transformed her mornings. The headaches vanished, her digestion improved, and her energy lasted longer into the afternoon. You see, the body is 60% water, and after 70 your body becomes less efficient at regulating hydration. I'd say this: you don't feel thirst as strongly, but you need water more than ever. So here's what you should dog. As soon as you wake up, I drink 8 to 12 ounces of plain water, preferably room temperature or slightly warm. This rehydrates your organs, kickstarts digestion, and helps your heart pump more efficiently. I wait 15 to 30 minutes before having your coffee. Use that time to stretch, shower, or simply enjoy a few quiet moments of reflection. If you take medications in the morning, water also helps your body absorb them properly. And no, this doesn't mean you need to give up coffee entirely. You can still enjoy it, but let it be second, not first, because the first thing you put into your body each morning should heal you, not drain you. You've come this far, you've cared for others. Now, it's time to care for your own body, gently, intentionally, and wisely. You wake up, stretch a little, and feel it. That tightness in your back, the stiffness in your knees, maybe your neck doesn't turn quite as easily as it used to. But you brush it off. It's just age. You say, "That'll loosen up later." And maybe it does. But what if I told you that ignoring those little morning aches could be quietly shortening your mobility, and even your lifespan? Here's why that matters. After the age of 70, your body goes through some significant changes. Muscles shrink faster, joints become less lubricated, and your connective tissues, the tendons and ligaments, become less elastic. When you sleep, you're lying still for hours. Your circulation slows, your joints rest in fixed positions, and your muscles cool down. So when you wake up, your body needs a signal, a reminder, to wake up too. But if you ignore that stiffness, or worse, I never thought I'd say, push through it without preparing your body, you're setting yourself up for a chronic joint pain, increased risk of falls, muscle imbalances, accelerated arthritis, reduced mobility over time. And make no mistake, mobility is longevity. Studies have shown that one of the most accurate predictors of how long an older adult will live isn't blood pressure, cholesterol, or even weight. It's this: how easily they can move. Let me tell you about Carlos, a 76-year-old grandfather from Arizona. He used to wake up, feel that tightness in hips and back, and just go straight to breakfast. No stretching, no warm-up. After a few months, he started having trouble walking longer distances. His balance got worse. He even tripped and fell on his patio one morning. That was his wake-up call. He started a new morning ritual. Just 5 minutes of gentle movement before he left the bedroom. Slow neck rolls, shoulder circles, hip swings, a few leg stretches by the bed, and within 2 weeks, his back pain improved. His energy lifted. He said he felt 10 years younger. All from finally listening to what his body was trying to tell him. So here's what you can dog: don't rush. Before getting out of bed, spend a minute rotating your ankles, flexing your feet, stretching your arms overhead. Do some light stretches. Focus on your neck, shoulders, back, hips, and knees, the areas that tend to stiffen overnight. Practice gentle movement. A short morning walk, a Tai Chi routine, or even chair yoga can make a world of difference. Listen to your body. That tightness may be more than just age. It may be a warning of inflammation, arthritis, or muscular imbalances. Because here's the deeper truthing: what you ignore now, you pay for later. But what you care for now could give you years of strength, balance, and freedom. Your body is still speaking to you, even after 70. All you have to dog is listen. It's morning, you're not hungry. Or maybe you're in a rush, so you skip breakfast altogether or grab something quick. A piece of toast, a banana, maybe just a cup of coffee. Seems harmless, right? But after 70, skipping a proper breakfast, especially one with enough protein, can have serious, long-term effects on your health. Let's break it down. Your body is losing muscle every year after the age of 60. This process, called sarcopenia, is natural, but it speeds up dramatically when you don't give your muscles the fuel they need. And what do your muscles need most? Protein. When you skip breakfast or eat a meal low in protein, your body doesn't have the amino acids it needs to repair and maintain muscle tissue. And over time, this leads to weaker legs and balance issues, increased risk of falls and fractures, slower recovery from illness or injury, lower immune function, and even cognitive decline. You might think, but I eat protein later in the day. That helps. But science shows that your first meal is the most important for preserving muscle mass. It sets the tone for your metabolism, and your blood sugar levels, and even how your brain functions throughout the day. Let me tell you about Shirley, an 81-year-old woman who was always on the move. But she kept losing weight, even though she wasn't dieting. She skipped breakfast most days, just had tea and a biscuit. Eventually, she started having trouble climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even rising from a chair without using her hands. Her doctor ran tests. Her muscle mass had dropped below a healthy level. The solution, a simple change: 30 grams of protein within 1 hour of waking up, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, protein smoothies, even plant-based options like lentils or tofu. Within a month, Shirley regained strength, her balance improved, and most importantly, she felt capable again. So if you're over 70, here's what you should aim for: 35 grams of protein at breakfast. Combine protein with healthy fats and fiber, like avocado or berries, to keep your energy stable. Avoid just carbs or sugar in the morning. A muffin or cereal alone won't cut it anymore. You've spent a lifetime nurturing others. Now it's time to nourish yourself. Because skipping protein in the morning isn't just skipping a meal, it's skipping the strength, clarity, and vitality your body still wants to give you. And you deserve to feel strong. You deserve to rise each day with energy, stability, and confidence. Momu music fades into a warm, reflective tone, and now, let's bring it all together. In this video, we've uncovered 6 seemingly small habits that can quietly undermine your health after 70. Rushing out of bed too quickly, skipping medications, or taking them improperly. Starting your day with stressful news or social media. Drinking coffee before hydrating. Ignoring morning stiffness and aches. Skipping a protein-rich breakfast. Each of these may seem ordinary, even routine, but in your later years, routine is either your biggest threat or your greatest protector. So which will it be? Your mornings matter more than ever. They set the rhythm of your body, your mood, your heart, and your longevity. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Because the little things you change today could give you many more mornings in the years to come.